Hey guys, I'm going to turn this phone around so I can get just a little bit of me in this. So, this is my second video, day 2, and I'm going to start vlogging hopefully every day. And, so I'm going to start talking a little bit about what I want to do going forward on this channel. And it's kind of difficult because, we're not really in a homesteading scene right now, and things are holding off, but I always just believed homesteading was just making a home. Making a home can be anywhere, and sometimes it's in an apartment, and sometimes it's, at your brother-in-law's. But anyway, I wanted to show you a little bit of the scenery and just talk as we go. So I thought I would just kind of whip this out and turn it around. A big, gorgeous sycamore tree. This is so awesome. So we still have, that is the neighbor's property over there, but we still have a lot of our tents and whatnot in Boaz. So I'm going to show you a little bit of my garden. I have to garden a little bit everywhere, and it's kind of dry right now. It needs to be watered, but we have some tomato plants started and some pepper plants started. And I got a few little greens going over there. And I got a few little beans. And actually, because I was sick when we first got here and I'm doing much better now, I started doing the allotment, like the English British allotment style. And I just go through, and I've done all this by hand. So I just go through and, these are really dry. They need to be dampened up. But I just break up all the clots and get out all the roots and pull all the grass and everything out. And I've just been doing a little row at a time. I want to go through here in the next day or two and get another row cleaned out here so I can get another row of beans put in. It's mostly just to get some things growing. We actually, this is stuff that we couldn't fit in the house. And we have to get rid of all of this before the wedding, because this carport right here is going to be like the main staging period for, like the reception stuff. Evie and Celeste are going to have an outside wedding. I've been working on cars in here and doing whatnot, and we got stuff stacked there. But just overlook our mess, because this is something that we're getting ready to attack really soon. We're going to clean all this stuff up so that we can have, the wedding and have things nice for the wedding. I've been working on building my strength up, and so this concrete driveway is proving to be my my walking laps. To build my strength, I've been walking 10 laps every morning up and down this driveway. And got a little plantar fasciitis going on in my heel, so I need to get... I had that once before, and I got these really deep insoles that build your instep. Anyway, it helps with that. I am never one to be content with the status quo. Oh, I got to go over here and look at this. This blue hydrangea is gorgeous. When the ground is acidic, you get blue hydrangeas, and I'm sure many of you know this. But if you put lime in the soil and sweeten this soil up, these blooms will go from blue to purple to pink. Isn't that just lovely? That is so gorgeous. I'm going to go put that in there on my got to watch out for fire ants here. There's a Formosa, little one going on. There's another blue hydrangea. My brother-in-law's got all kinds of things going and growing and stuff. Oh, anyway, it's so beautiful. I just love this. We've got some hammocks. We need to get some hammocks. I'm almost afraid to get down here. I haven't been down here before. I'm almost afraid a tick will jump on me. I'm completely paranoid about ticks. Oh, what is this? Cool. Wow, this is that... cherries. I believe that's a cherry. Yeah, that's a cherry tree. Wow, they're really hard. They must be going to get bigger, like bean cherry or something. Cool. I love to watch stuff grow. I got some raspberries coming on over there. Wow, there's like 2 cherry trees. You know, cherries are awesome to reduce inflammation in your body, like tart cherry. So if you have trouble with inflammation, cherry is a great thing. Anyhow, so yeah, I just thought I would walk around. I'm just going to start vlogging, and a lot of it is just kind of like what we're doing during the day, or, you know, Scott's got a job, and it's going really, really well, and he's already had a promotion, so it's working out really well for him in that aspect. And Celeste and Evie are working on their wedding, and they've got some plans for their building their income that, you know, it's kind of hard to do that. We're kind of holding off on him pursuing anything like that until after the wedding, simply because it's just, you know, I don't know. Right now they just need to focus on that, and it's hard to build a wedding and a relationship and a business at the same time. So anyhow, yeah, this is like a double pine tree. I want to say, I don't know if this is a white pine. It doesn't look like a white pine. I'm not sure what kind it is. Southern pine? I really don't know. But it's like 2 trees in one, I think, in one. I think it's really cool. Monkey grass around the tree. There's all kinds of poison ivy that grows in there, and I stay away from that because I do not do good with poison ivy. Oh, but it's just really kind of beautiful. The air down here is really cool this year. We've had a couple of like really hot days, but for the most part it's cool. So the thought is that the climates are going to be cooling some. We just don't know how cool. That's definitely something that people disagree on. But I know here right now, it's not your typical Alabama summer. We lived here when the kids were born. So Celeste and Joseph were both born in Anniston, Alabama. And both of my parents and Scott's parents all lived in, his parents lived in Boaz. My parents lived in Jacksonville. And then, oddly enough, Scott was raised in Indiana, and I was raised in Cincinnati, because you know how Southern people do. They have a tendency to go north for jobs or whatever. And so it was really kind of odd how we got together. But both of our kids were born here, and it's been almost 22 years, I guess. And something like that. And so now we're back. But I remember, I got off track. I remember that the summers back then here were like really hot. I mean, back when my kids were born, it was blooming hot in August when Celeste was born. Oh my gosh, you couldn't catch your breath if you stepped outside the door. And actually there is like a cool breeze blowing right now, which is really kind of awesome. And I got some of that zoyosa or whatever grass here. It's like a carpet. It feels weird under your feet. I really don't care for that, because the very minute you get the least little bit of frost, it dies out. I like a good old weedy grass so I can get out and pick dandelion greens to eat. So anyway, yeah, I just thought I would do a quick little round the house and show off my garden a little bit and some of what we've been doing. But I'm going to start talking about some of the things that I do want to talk about going forward, because while I can't necessarily do the whole homestead thing right now. And while I still love gardening and I plan to garden and I plan to do a lot of things, I am shut away from the whole mammal scene. So let me turn this phone around for a minute. So I hope you can see me because I'm looking at the phone backwards. But the main thing is I'm going to start sharing essentially what I'm doing every day and the things going forward. We're hoping to live stream the wedding, or at least get a video of the wedding, and talk about some of the things that generally I just love. So that while that may not be interesting, it might be interesting to some. So I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to walk around just one more round. I'm sure you would rather look at the scenery than me. So I love history, ancestry, culture. I am really, really big into the health scene, and I know I'm a good size, I'm a fluffy girl, and it doesn't seem like it, but and I've had so much trouble with my health, but I am really big on health and fitness. So we're gonna start working towards getting more fit and more healthy, eating more healthy. Awesome. Look at these blackberries. Scott actually talked about cutting these out, and I said, no, not till I get to pick these blackberries. You can cut them down, they'll come back, but not before I pick all these yummy berries, and you can't see them, but I'm eating them. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so good. Yeah. So anyway, I love to cook. I love to garden. I'm sort of crafty. I love, 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 love holidays. So when Halloween comes around, I am gone, baby, until after New Year's. Because I'm big on building. There's a Formosa tree. I love Formosa trees. They look so tropical. Can you guys see that? The sun dappling. I just love those things. So anyway, I'm gonna shut this video off for the time being, and I wish I knew the names of every plant. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh my gosh, that is just, is that a holly? Wonder if that's a holly. Anyway, if I'm getting any of these plants wrong, feel free to put it down in the comments below. And while the Shire homestead is still in the dreams and still in the makings, and you guys are finding out everything that we're doing, and everything that you know, I'm going to just try to fill you in on us more personally. Like I said, I love ancestry, I love history. We are of Great Britain descent, so I do a lot of studies on Britain and Scotland. We got a little bit of Irish going on. Oddly enough, Scott and I are from the same line. We found out through DNA tests that we're actually 7th cousins. I know that's not like close enough to be a problem, but it's just kind of funny how we were all around the United States and we ended up with each other, and then found out after like 20 years later that we were 7th cousins. And I've been doing Evie's ancestry and comparing his with Celeste, and going back into medieval times. They actually share a grandfather, but you have to go back to like 3,000 something. And I know that really doesn't matter, but when I get started doing ancestry, it's kind of a, it's like an investigation I just love the search and I love the hunt. If you want to be honest about it, unless you're an immigrant from China or India or some other weird country, you know, like that, if you have any lineage that goes back close to the founding fathers, you're probably related to most of your neighbors. That's just the way it is. I don't know, I don't know how many different royal lines in my family. So like kings and queens of England and stuff like that. But what most people don't know is if you can search your ancestry back far enough, most of us come from some royal line. Probably almost every single person you know is like Charlemagne was probably their, like, so many great grandfathers. We're all related. In studying ancestry, I've found that out. But anyway, most of us are anyway. But it's just fun, and I love to mix history with it because I love history, and I love the Scottish history, and I love the kids are incorporating a lot of Scottish stuff in their wedding, so that'll be fun. Anyway, I'm going to say done for now because this has probably went on way too long, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. See the back of my hand? I'm really good at that. Swiss chard.